Hello, it's Mark, and welcome to another episode here at Big Man in the Woods, your online scout leader, helping you become a better scout leader. So I'm just taking some time out and sitting under this amazing oak tree. God knows how old it is. It is huge and it's lovely, and I often sit down here and just think and let time go. And normally we're climbing up here with my boy. And it's just nice to be back in Mother Nature, isn't it? And enjoying the last bit of rays before autumn comes. So in this vlog, I've been contemplating, why am I a scout leader? Over the last 2 years, it's been a strange one as a scout leader, hasn't it? We haven't actually been face to face, we've been online, and it's weird. We've, as they say, as Bear says, we've adapted, we've overcome, and we've gone online. But scouting is all about being out and about. But we've been online for 2 years, and why did we come back? Why are so many of us return back to scouting? And you know what? It's because of our passion of scouting. And I thought I would jot down my reasons on why you should be a scout leader. So today, 154,000 adult volunteers volunteer for the Scouts UK. So that is not just being a scout leader, that's about having trustee positions, whether it's the chairman, the secretary, the treasurer, or doing behind the scenes jobs. There's loads of things that we need to be done, around the scout hall. Maybe you're the badge secretary, the quartermaster, whatever it is. It's just not putting on a scarf and a uniform. So sitting here under the oak tree, I've been rattling my brains thinking, why am I a scout leader? And I've come up with these 10 points, and these are my personal views. These might not be all the same for you guys if you're a scout leader. They might be even different from my cub leader, my BB leader. But again, this is all about me and why I'm a scout leader and why I think you should be a scout leader. So number one, it's about giving back to the community. It's good for our mental health. There's been evidence about if you give back, particularly to the community, you get vibes and all sorts of chemical releases in your brain that makes you feel good, and it's better than just sitting around doing nothing in this. So giving a bit of time up and the knowledge that you have, and giving it back, whether that is being a scout leader or helping around the scout hall, because we know there's loads of jobs that need to be done to maintain a decent scout group. So it's about community, isn't it? Working together and knowing your neighbours, I guess. So second reason for me is about making friends, okay? Whether that's as a young person and you're making your friends in your beaver colony, cub or whatever. But as a scout leader, you get to meet some amazing people. And I can honestly say my true friends are all scout leaders, okay? And my journey started like 13, 14 years ago because I moved to London and I had no friends. And after a conversation with a doctor whose son was in Scouts, she said, you like the outdoors, why don't you volunteer to be a scout leader? And what is it, 13, 14 years, might be a bit longer. Here I am as a scout leader, I'm doing some amazing things, and I've met scout friends from around the world who are true, honest friends, whatever country they're from, and we're all connected by being a scout. So I've made some amazing, true friends via scouting. So when I started Scouts, my wife, my mother-in-law, and even my mum said, you know what, Mark, you'll quit. You only do it for a few months, you'll get bored of it. I know what you're like, you get bored really easily. But it started as a hobby, going down to the scout hall every Thursday for 2 hours. Then I started to see what scouting gives to young people and adults, and it turned from a hobby into a passion. There's a saying once you're a scout, you're always a scout, and I think that is totally true. I've learned so many things as a scout leader. I was never a scout as a young person. I've met skills, leadership skills as well, how to work with different adults, conflict management. That's a big one as a scout leader, not for the young people, but that's more for adults. But yeah, the passion is amazing, and I've really felt that over the last 2 years when I haven't done scouting, when we've been online, and it's like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? This isn't as fun as doing scouting face to face. And then I realized it's because it's the passion side, it's that scouting spirit that keeps me going. Yeah, it's about passion. I think I've just been bitten by an ant. The fourth thing I've kind of just briefly mentioned about why you should be a scout leader, and that's learning those new skills. And I was just saying about it just now. When I came to Scouts, I had no experience of scouting. Kind of knew vaguely what it was about, but I didn't have those camping skills, how to put up an Icelandic tent, how to run campfires, how to light a fire, in fact. All I knew What's my first aid skills? And a bit of media, because I used to be on radio. Boom, there's 3 badges you can do just with those skills there, Mark. You can do first aid, and you can do that for all the sections. You're on radio, there's a media relations badge, and now there's a community badge. There's a whole load of badges that you can do with the radio, isn't it? Social media, set up your own mini radio station. So just because you think you haven't those skills, you do have skills. And then over your scouting journey, you learn those skills, like I was saying about conflict management and leadership. So you, as a scout leader, you do learn some amazing skills. And like it now, I'm a pyrotechnic. I love firelighting. I love teaching firelighting because I've learned that skill over the course of being a scout leader. I think I'm sitting on a nest of red ants. Ow. So, as a scout leader, you get to go on some amazing adventures. I've done some things you wouldn't really do if I wasn't in scouting. Okay, you have some opportunities, such as I went to City Hall, had lunch with my scouts, with Boris Johnson and his dignitaries. We've been to Houses of Parliament and had a dinner in the house of Mr. Speaker John Bercow. That was a few years ago. We've been on Leicester Square looking at the electric substation. I had a scout leader who's in the electrics, and he worked for Southern Electrics, I think it was, and he took us down the underground Leicester Square and Piccadilly Circus, in fact. So it's those adventures, as well as your kind of weekly camping, rock climbing, abseiling, canoeing. When would you ever go and do that as a family? You might go and do it on a holiday or Centre Parks or something like that. But this is a weekly thing. We're having some awesome, cool adventures as a scout leader. And you can act as a big kid. I said it right at the beginning, I love to sit under this oak tree. In my house, I've been in my house for, I think, about 12 years. And this oak tree could tell a few stories. I've spoken to it many times. But honestly, for your mental health, being outdoors is just amazing. And there's scientific proof, they've done evidence, they've done studies that being outdoors is great for your grey matter. It's really good for mental health. Whether that is just going to the park with your beavers and playing some wide games, whether it's going on a hike with the scouts or the cubs, or going camping. It's about being outside and just getting away from all the traffic and fumes and being inside. So getting outside is another excuse to be a scout leader. And as we know, scouts is all about out, isn't it? So we should be outdoors more, and camping and hiking, and even if you're just running badges outside in the park rather than the hall. If you went in scouting, I'd just be sitting on the sofa drinking tea and watching Coronation Street or something. My 7th point why I think you should be a scout leader is seeing the faces of the young people when they've pushed themselves outside that boundary, when they've got outside their comfort zone and actually, yes, I can do it. And it's not just the young people, should I say, it is adults as well. I've seen scout leaders as well who have not been confident enough to go and do the zip wire or something, and then after watching the young people, they thought, you know what, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. So it's stuff like that. So I shouldn't just put it down as young people. My apologies. It is about adults as well. But it's about giving them a chance and doing stuff that they wouldn't necessarily be allowed to do either at school or at home because of experiences and stuff. And there's a whole lot of political reasons why you can't do certain things at school. And, your parents might not have axe or a knife to go and learn how to safely use a knife. But in scouting, there's a vast experience of leaders and activities that we can use them. I could talk about that for hours. That's another vlog about seeing those scouts be better and push themselves outside their comfort zone. So yeah, that's another reason why. It's just seeing their confidence grow. And that kind of brings me nicely onto passing the knowledge as an adult onto a young person or another adult, As I said right at the beginning of the vlog, with my skills, I thought I didn't know anything. I just had first aid and a bit of radio. That's it, first aid. And then you start teaching them in real scenarios. So when I teach emergency aid for Beavers, Cubs and Scouts and also leaders, it's not following the book. It's about what I've seen in practice in the hospital and being out on the road and being involved in real first aid incidences and teach them in a real life scenario. And then we have, parents coming in, teaching either their career or the skills. I've had a taekwondo down, and just giving that experience to a young person that they might not ever have again. It's just amazing. It's not kind of in this bracket, but when you sit around the campfire and you talk to young people and you tell them it's okay to be sad or upset, and as a guy it's struggling, and even at a young age, they see stuff on social media that they've got to have this body type and they've got to be strong and they've got to do this and girls are going to look this way, and then you talk to young people, actually that's rubbish. You can be whoever you want to be. And it's kind of that life experience as well of teaching the young people, not just practical skills, but life experience and life skills, and the whole branding of Skills for Life for Scouting. I think that's one of the things that we should really encourage Scouts. The real life scenario, that life is tough and life can be utter rubbish, but how you deal with those, how do you get through those dark days? I think that's what we need to do in Scouting as well. So another thing why you should become a Scout leader is you're going to get some amazing neckers and some amazing badges. As Scouts, we love badges. And those badges have a story. There's a reason why we collect them. There's a reason why we have neckers and scarves. Why do we get these sent to them? And you might see in my vlogs that my necker changes in most videos. And these are probably because, these have been given to me or I've picked them up. And there's, stories behind this necker. This one I acquired from Gilwell Union because it's from Vodafone, and now we're at Gilwell Union 1 year. They sponsored the badge, and I asked for this necker, and basically I got chased out of the tent because they weren't meant to be giving these away, but the lady was like, take it, and that's my phone network. So I thought, you know what, let's wear that. But no, there's reasons why we have these, and the stories behind badges, and camp blankets and stuff, and you start collecting those things, and you collect, maybe you might buy an extra one, and then knowing that you'll pass that on to another person, and there's a bit of love connected with that badge. Yeah, my wife thinks I'm crazy collecting badges. So there's my bank account. So 154,000 adults volunteer for Scouting in UK. So why do they become a Scout leader? Why are they connected with Scouting? Well, it's better than sitting on your bum on the sofa playing the PlayStation, computer games, watching TikTok, scrolling through TikTok for hours and hours and hours. We're outside, we might be in the hall, but we're basically out of the house for a few hours doing something, whether that is just making the tea at Beavers, or you're taking the register at Cubs, or you're a Scout leader, but you're volunteering and giving something back and not just sitting around doing nothing. Yeah? Have I convinced you? I could talk about this subject for hours on why you should become a Scout leader. If you want some more reasons why to be a Scout leader, message me, email me. On all social media, I can talk about why you should be a Scout leader for hours and the joy it brings me and those 154 adult volunteers in the Scouting UK. We can't all be crazy and we've got it wrong. Yep, there are some bad things about Scouting, and I'm going to discuss that in the next vlog. But in this one, do you agree with my 10 points? What are your reasons why you're a Scout leader? And how would you convince your neighbour next door to become a Scout leader or volunteer for Scouts? It's not all about being a Scout leader, is it? Comment below, I'd love to know. And if you agree with these points, give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget, subscribe to Big Man in the Woods. If you click the bell, every time I upload a video, YouTube will send you a message to say, hey, Big Man in the Woods has got a new vlog. Go and watch it. Until next time, guys. Take care, happy camping, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.